My great viewers all over the world, you're welcome to my class. Today we're going to be discussing mathematics, and the topic we have before us today is salt. Salt. Salt is being applied in so many of our operations in mathematical work. So today I'll be talking about salt. Straight to the point. What is salt in mathematics? You know, from the cradle we're taught one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Let me stop at 10 to infinity. What we want to understand in this sort is how do you work with this without using your calculator. So here, if we look at this, so in our primary school or our elementary school, we were taught things like uh, square root, perfect square, all these things they are just grammar. Understand the principle, like I always said. Just understand the principle. So if you look at here now, how do I understand if a number has a perfect square root? You start from the lowest, which is 1. Now, if I say what is the square root of 1? If you press your calculator, the square root of 1 is 1. If I go again, say what is the square root of 2? You press your calculator, you can never get a whole number. So when you don't get a whole number of a square root, you see that number is a sodic number. Sodic. So that number is a sodic number. That is, it cannot be expressed as a whole number. Rather, it's going to be in decimal point using calculator. But here, most times in further mathematics, we don't use calculator. You use your brain. So if I say the third number, 3, square root of 3 is what? We don't know. It's going to be 1 point something, 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 something. It's not a whole number. Go to the fourth one, square root of 4. Square root of 4 is what? 2. So I will say 1 is a perfect square root number. It has a square root without any fraction. But when you have a number that you know that you cannot determine the square root, you call that to be a what? A sod or a sodic number. Meaning that sodic number are irrational number. Let me write it down. Irrational. Irrational. When something is irrational, English language, they'll say it does not have sense. It does not have meaning. So you can't really determine it. That's in mathematics now. So if I say 4, is 4 a sodic number? Look at 4. The square root of 4, so most I will say root 4. If I say root 4, is the same thing as square root of 4. So the square root of 4 is what? 2. So root 4 is not a sodic number because it's going to give us a whole number as the answer. But when a number cannot give us a whole number as the answer, then that number is what? That root is what? A sodic number. Let me give us another one so that we can have a good understanding or a better understanding of what I'm explaining here. So I've told us about irrational numbers. So if I say what are irrational numbers, give me examples of irrational numbers. I can say root 2, root 3, root 5, root 6, root 7, root 8. Because all these ones, they don't have whole number as a square root. And what are the whole numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And so on and so forth. These are whole numbers. Just put square of this. You'll be able to know the square root. Like now, if I say 1 squared is what? 1. 2 squared is what? 4. 3 squared is 9. 4 squared is 16. 5 squared is 25. 6 squared, 36. 7 squared, 49. 8 squared, 64. 9 squared, 81. If you look at all this one, all these numbers, they are what? Rational numbers. Rational numbers. Rational numbers. 1 is a rational number. 9 is a rational number. 4 is a rational number. 9 is a rational number. 16 is a rational number. 25 is a rational number. 36 is a rational number. Why is it a rational number? It's because when I find the square root of this, I'm going to arrive at a whole number. If I find the square root of this, I'm going to arrive at a whole number. If I find the square root of this, I will arrive at this number. So these numbers, the root of all these numbers, they are what? They are rational numbers. I think that is clear enough. That's the difference between rational numbers and irrational number under sort. So the next thing we want to talk about is addition of sorts. If I say addition / subtraction of sorts. And okay, let me talk also about multiplication of sorts in this video. So for instance, as an example, if I have root 8 plus root 14 minus root 18, I can say simplify this. Simplify means try to work on it until the time you will not be able to do anything, do any operation with it. Now look at it. When you are trying to solve problems with sorts, you always think of your lowest common factor, your elementary mathematics, when you're in primary or elementary school. So, like this one now, how do I determine the LCM of 8? To determine the LCM of 8, you find the possible ways in which 8 can be divided to give two factors. So if I look at it, the first number that you always remember to use to divide is 1, followed by 2, followed by 3, followed by 4, followed by 5, followed by 6. So if I say 8 divided by 1, I will still have my 8. The next factor, if I say 8 divided by 2, 8 divided by 2 is what? 4. It means 2 and 4 are what? The factors of 8. I can now represent this as what? 4 times 2. Meaning that root 4 times root 2 will also still give you what? Because to multiply this, you just take one root. 4 times 2, 8. You still achieve this back. So we have root 8 plus then root 14. You now look at, does 14 as what? Factor. You come 14 divided by 1, you still have 14. Let's say 14 divided by 2, I'm going to have what? 7. Can another number divide 14? No. Because if I say 14 divided by 3, I'm going to have what? Fractions. So we stop at what? 2. I'm going to have root 2 times 7. Because I want to prove something. Which is equal to, minus rather, 18 now. Divide 18 by 2. You're going to have what? 9. And that what? Square root of 9 times 2. The next thing is to find the square root of each. How do I go about this? I can say root 4. What is root 4? That is 2. This is what? Root 2. Let me simplify it further. This is root 4 times root 2 plus, look at this. Can you find the square root of 2? No. It's still root 2 times root 7. I should have left it as root 14, but I wanted to prove it to you that it's not possible. Minus, what is square root of, okay, let's break it down. Root 9 times root 2. This and this, they are the same. And these 3, they are all the same thing. You are trying to simplify this to this. You want to break it down. So what is square root of 4? That is 2 times, what's the coefficient of this root? 1. So it becomes 2. Does there are 2 as roots? No. 2 root 2 plus root 2 times, sorry, that would have be 2 times 7. So you turn it back to root 14. I'll put it minus square root of 9, that is 3 root 2. So this is now the what? The final answer. You have simplified this equation to this in solid operation. So let me give you another one to try again, because that one I've worked with the topic multiplication, addition, and subtraction. I can say root 50 minus root 100 plus root 125. Simplify this. How do I go about this? What is root 50? Don't forget what I told us. Always divide with the smallest number, which is 1. 50 divided by 1 will give you 1. Then go to the next number, which is 2. Then 50 divided by 2. And that is what? 25. It means 2 and 25 are what? The factors of 50. So you now rewrite 50 as what? Square root of 25 times 2 minus root 100. To find root 100, now to come to this one, I said 100 divided by 1 is 100. So that's 100 again divided by 2, we have what? 50. If you look at it, you can still break this one down. If I break this one down, this one divided by 2 again, I will have 25. That will be 4 times 25. These two are square roots. Square root of 4, 2. Square root of 5, that is 2 times 5, which is what? 10. So, minus 10. You can see the way I've broken it down. I didn't just say, square root of 100 is 10. No. I went through this operation to get 10. So, plus 125. Now, like I told you, try to always divide. That is the easiest way not to miss it. So if I say 125 divided by 1, it still be 125. 125 divided by 2, can it go? No. Then 125 divided by 3. 3 goes in 12, that is 4. Can 3 go here? Can 3 go here? No. So meaning that our factor is not 3 and 4. So you go for 4. Can 4 go here? No. Let's go to 5. 5 goes in 12, that is 2. Remainder 2. In 25, that is 25. It means that 5 and 25 are the factors of what? 125. We're not going to have square root of 125 times 5. So we have square root of 25, which is 5. 2 does not have square root. It's going to be 5 root 2. I've already explained all this one, so let's move fast. Minus 10 plus, what's this? Square root of 25. 5 root 5. 5 does not have square root. So it's as simple as this. So if you now want to further re-express this, we look at what can go in all this. 5 can go in this, 5 can go in this, 5 can go in this. So if you divide through by 5, it will now be 5 into bracket 5 root 2 divided by 5, 5 root 2 divided by 5. Because they have told us to solve this to simplify this. So because you may not find this in your answer, you now have 5 root 2 divided by 5, you have root 2 minus 10 divided by, well, that's what you're using to divide, divide by 5, minus 2 plus, divide this by 5, you have root 5. So this is the way you have simplified it. You can't simplify more than this. So this is the final answer. Let's try another problem. Let's say we have root 3 times root 6 times root 4. For us to solve this now, if you remember my introduction to mathematics, when I was talking about sign, I said numbers will multiply numbers, alphabet will multiply alphabet. Why sign will multiply sign? That's the basic rule for in mathematics. So like what we want to multiply here now, this is root 3 times root 6 times root 4. First, is root 3 an irrational number or irrational number? It's an irrational number. It's a sort because it does not have a perfect square root. It does not have whole number as a result by the time you find the square root. So, like this one, root 3, the root of this number will multiply the root of this number. So if I say root 3 times root 6, that means 3 times 6, and that is what? Square root of 18 times, look at this, 1 square root of 4 is 2. So because it's what? A rational number. You can still re-express this because this is not the end. Because your answer, you may not find this. So for me to simplify this further, you have to look for the factors of 18. Meaning that how do you find the factors? Always divide with the smallest. 1 is the smallest. If you divide this one by 1, you still going to have 18. If I go for 2, I have 18 divided by 2, and that was 9. 9 times 2 will give me 18. So these are the factors of what? 18. So I'm going to have square root of 9 times 2, then times 2. So what are you going to have? Square root of 9 is what? 3 root 2 times 2. So this one will now be what? 6 number, number. This is root. So we have 6 root 2. So that's the answer. If you don't want to go through this route, you can also do it this way. That okay, that will just be 2 root 18. Then you have to come back to this and solve it this way. So the answer is what? 6 root 2. I believe that one is clear enough. I want you to open your textbooks, solve many problems as you can under multiplication, addition, and subtraction of sort. My next class, I'll be talking about division of sort because that is very enormous. So I don't want you to miss my next lecture. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel so that you can always be updated on my new videos. Please, I know people are really getting blessed better day by day as they are watching my videos. God bless you as you are telling others about my video. I remain Salumaj. See you in my next class.